Hello, we're live on camera. Sorry, I'm 5 minutes late. I had a few things to sort out. Here's a Dane Axe, and I'm a Viking. And today we are doing Dane Axe versus Watermelon. Wait for some people to turn up first. I'm not just going to go up and smash it. That'll be a bit unfair, and everybody will go, "Oh, I missed that, Bragi." As I scratch my head because I'm wearing a woolly hat. And we are indeed in my garden. And I have a spear. Just in case we get invaded by Saxons, because, you know, I can damn well throw it at them. Even if oh, there you go. We didn't see that. I was hiding behind the camera. So wait for some people to come along. Everybody needs a Viking spear in your life. Although what you should never really do with a spear is stab it in the ground, because it's going to get rusty. And I have a choice today of 3 Dane axes. I'll let you decide on what Dane axe we are going to use. And I've also got a few sticks, so I figured we could have a go at smashing and see whether we can chop a stick with Eggle's old Thor axe. Even though it's not sharp, it does have an edge. But as you can see, I can run my finger along this Dane axe. And do you think I should sharpen this Dane axe so it's actually razor sharp? Let me know in the comments. So we'll wait for some people to turn up. And I've got about an hour, maybe an hour and a half of this live stream. Of course, that's one way you can walk about with your Dane axe on your back, like this. Oh yeah, it's rather cool, but I prefer to hold my Dane axe like this. If I'm marching, it looks a bit more dramatic. But just make you think, if you would carry your Dane axe like this, of course, if it's got a very sharp point, a good sharp beard of a point, it would stab into your back and may hurt you. So probably best if you wear chainmail and a good gambeson like I'm wearing. And of course, I'm indeed a Viking, and there's 1 Thor's hammer and 2, but the average Viking would only carry 1 Thor's hammer if he could afford one. You may not even be able to afford a Thor's hammer. So we have 2 stumps, and I also have a pumpkin I've carved in a video, which I'm also going to smash up live on camera. But we'll wait to see if more people turn up. I'm also having my other camera over there, so I'm going to record it, and so if I disappear for a few minutes, it's just, or 30 seconds, it's just me setting up my other camera, because I figured I could make a video out of this at the same time as do a live stream, and perhaps we'll talk about how we film on the channel. So just wait for some people to turn up. I'm quite tempted. I'm wearing my sea boots today. You can't quite see them, there you go. So I'm wearing authentic boots. Some days I forget I wear my slippers by mistake. Is anybody going to turn up? We'll see. And of course today is Saturday, and it's Armistice Day in the UK. There's my Dane axe. Time to remember our forgotten heroes, and to remember the end of World War I. On the 11th hour, the 11th day, the 11th month, and they put down the arms. An armistice is a Latin word. It means to stand your arms, or stand still your arms. So I find that also quite interesting. And to think, you know, we've been celebrating Armistice Day since 1918 in the UK and across the world and the Commonwealth. That is an amazing thought. So don't forget, let me know in the comments what this video looks like. Is it any good? What's the quality like of this video? I am broadcasting and live streaming in my garden, so I hope the signal's good and strong. So we'll praise to Thor. Come on, Thor, give us a good strong internet signal. As I wait for more people to turn up. I don't know, probably about halfway through the video we'll smash it up, or maybe at the end. I'll let you decide on that. And where are you today from in the world? Couldn't quite speak there. Again, I got an itchy head from my wooden hat. to your head. Because you know, not like today where you can go and get some moisturiser in your head, and the Vikings had to put up with that, but they probably had very dry foreheads. You know, not that you can go and get some L'Oreal and put some cream on your head. And then we'll get into this video and we'll talk about Dane axes as I hit the camera tripod. I'll give you a little bit of a pan round so you can see my greenhouse and some bins. Over there is my tree collection, which has been suffering a bit. Then we've got my neighbour's house over there. They've got all sporty cars. I'm probably panning too fast then for you. I must say, it's about 9 degrees out here and I'm toasty and warm. Oh, I'm so warm. It's so warm in this Viking clothing, this Viking kit as we tend to call it. It's the generic term re-enactors call the Viking clothing and equipment and collection. You know, oh, come and have a look at my Viking kit. Of course, many Vikings have beards, I don't. I like to have a shave. Been like this for years. So we'll wait for some more people to turn up. Come on. Where are you? And even if we don't have any people watching, I will make a video out of this with my other camera, and then at some point I will publish that after I edited the other video, which is filmed on my Lumix Panasonic SLR camera. But of course you can't really live stream on those cameras. And probably now 2 ravens flying above us. That's the gods shining down, and Odin keeping an eye on me, making sure I'm behaving myself and I'm not swearing on camera. And I don't think Odin would mind me swearing on camera. And we keep getting somebody watching and somebody keeps going, and I've been live streaming for 7 minutes. I know I was 5 minutes late because I had to go and get some stumps and go and get 2 Dane axes and get my other Dane axe and set my other camera up. So yeah, we're not doing too bad. And of course the afternoon isn't the best time to do a live stream. I think the best time for live streamings is in the evening. That's my #1 tip. If you're going to get into live streaming in the evening, because you're going to have more chance of getting people on camera. But of course, if I'm live streaming outside with my melon and my stump, it's a bit too dark and I'll probably miss it a few times. You know, I'll be like this in the dark. Oh, bloody miss the damn thing. And that big lump there, that big stump, I may try to smash that on camera with this Dane axe, see whether it will split it in half, because I'd be quite curious to know. And I've always actually wanted a sharp Dane axe. All my Dane axes are fundamentally blunt for combat. I mean, you could use this for combat, but in my mind, it's a little bit top heavy. You'd have to be 6'6" and built like Thor the god to use this Dane axe, because this is more of a showpiece you hang on your wall. And it's made out of stainless and not iron. That is a motorbike and the beast of Loki. You can always guarantee you're outside and somebody will get on a motorbike and try to annoy you, and I think that's just Loki. He knows I'm filming, and therefore, you know, you're going to get on a motorbike and make a noise. That's me making a bike impression. I sometimes do that when I'm driving. Anyway, we'll wait to see anybody turns up. I'll stand away from the camera. I hope somebody does turn up. If not, I'll be live streaming and talking to myself. It's not the first time in my life, to be fair. And it makes you think, you know, whether Vikings talk to themselves. I think people have been talking to themselves since we've learnt to talk. You know, there's old Og, the caveman. He's just learnt to talk and not grunt and go, you know, he's just picked up language. And now he's talking to himself. Because another way you can carry a Dane axe is over your neck. By doing this method, you've not fundamentally got the point of your Dane axe or your axe stabbing into your back. But it will give you a neck ache, especially if you've got a very, very heavy Dane axe. But kind of looks like my head's about to be decapitated by an axe, doesn't it? I mean, you can't really, that's blunt. The edge of this is always blunt on a Dane axe. It does make you think why they don't sharpen these areas and this area of the Dane axe and just have one sharp area. Because let's face it, if this was sharp and you're thrusting out into somebody as I bang my thumb on my C-axe. I think I'll adjust that, hang on. Move it over a little bit, come on, there we go. Then bang my head on the Dane axe. I'm already causing myself injuries. So this idea was actually my girlfriend's idea. She said, oh, you'd have thousands of people watch this video, which somehow I kind of doubted. And perhaps when you're preparing to film and do this sort of thing, perhaps you should think positive on that you are going to get thousands of subscribers and people watching a video like this. But I just don't think that would happen. But nevertheless, I'm still going to do it. I'm still going to smash that watermelon. And I've even got a spoon in my bag, because how many people you see smash watermelons on camera and then they don't eat them? Because I am rather hungry. And if I use this Dane axe, at least it's clean-ish. I mean, there's no rust on this one compared to my other two. Even though I don't think that will bother me too much, eating a bit of rusty melon. So, we'll wait so people keep coming in and going away. Perhaps you can't get a signal, I don't know. Let's have a look at the comments, see if anybody's commented. No. Wonderful. Again, it's in the afternoon. It's a funny time to live stream. Perhaps I should have done this at 4 o'clock, but I've got a friend of mine coming over at 3. And he'll walk. I told him, I sent a message. It's a friend of mine called Adrian. And I said to her, I'll be in the garden, so I'll leave the gate open. And he's been round before when I've answered the door dressed as a Viking, so he's used to it by now. And he knows what I do. I mean, if I never told people about my channel, and how people knock on my door, just my luck, it'll be the Jehovah's Witnesses, and then they come knocking at your door, hello, how come you read the Bible to you? Oh my God, it's a Viking pagan. That's perhaps one way to get rid of Jehovah's Witnesses. Not that I mind. I mean, they're more welcome to come round and tell me about the Bible. Then I can tell them about their founder being a part of the Illuminati and being a Mason, because he's got a triangular, going off subject here, gravestone, which is very relevant to Masons and Masonry. But that's another story for another day. So what am I wearing on camera today? So let's have a look. I'll walk back a little bit. Hello, I'm Bragi. I'm wearing my Eastern jacket. And it does make you think actually whether these sort of coats and jackets were more common than what we think. I think so, because let's face it, if you had the ability to sew and you had the wool and you wanted a jacket for over your tunic and your skirt, or you want something that buttoned up or fastened on the front, then I think these are more fashionable and more common than what we think. Well, generally this would be classed as a kaftan and Eastern European rush jacket, but I think, and I bought this for Eggle because it's a bit too big for me, and Eggle was a bit larger than me but a bit shorter. So I thought, well, he needs something in winter when he goes out, when he came round, to keep him warm. And I saw this on Facebook. I think I paid £50 for it, which I think, considering it's hand sewn and there's an awful lot of material, and again, why would you choose to have an awful lot of material in your tunic or even your Viking trousers, especially if you've got a pair of Viking baggy trousers? It's because it's showing off your wealth. What this says about the Viking wearing this, that this Viking can afford a lot of material in his coat or his tunic, and therefore it's showing off your wealth. And Vikings love to do that, from wearing arm rings all the way up the arm. There's many accounts of that. The Saxons talk about, and the Christian monks talk about, the fact that they came across Vikings and they'd have arm rings all the way up of silver and gold. And you can't really imagine that. I mean, today to do that will cost an awful lot of money and a little bit uncomfortable on camera. But it also makes you think, well, how would you actually fight with 30, 40 arm rings on your ring? I suppose you probably get used to it. So there you can see the watermelon. Look, I'm just like touching it with my hand. Hello. So we've got a comment here from Timothy Hennigar. I've been trying to figure out how to pronounce your name a bit better. The Goldar Brat. And he says, what watermelon do to axe? Laughs out loud. Well, it's just a standard watermelon. I couldn't really tell you what sort of watermelon it is. It's just one I got from a shop called the Co-op, and I've had it about a week, so it's getting to the point that it's not going to last much longer. It will probably collapse on itself and get a mouldy bottom or damp bottom. They do go a bit funny after a while. You know, I've like touching it from a distance. Hello, I'm touching the watermelon. And I've got also a comment here from the Fluffy Viking. So hello, Fluffy. And I think what we've got to do. So he says, hello friend. So it's nice to see you. I'm going to add both of you guys as moderators, if you don't mind. But I don't really know a lot about watermelon. It's not one of those, I think it's a fruit, isn't it? I mean, it's not one of those fruits I eat a lot of. So let me go back to the comments. Live, give me a second. And I've got 3 Dane axes. I'm going to let you choose the Dane axe you want me to use. Add you both as moderators. Because if you don't want to be a moderator and you don't want the blue spanner of good luck, then, you know, just say, oh, I don't want that, Bragi, that's responsibility. But I kind of award it to people that have been around a long time, and I know, and I class as my friends. Of course, you're all friends on this channel, so hopefully when you next leave a comment, you will both have the blue spanner. And Fluffy the Viking says, aha, I don't mind. Well, that's brilliant. Now I've got 4 people watching, good, so hopefully people are getting the notification. Again, like I said a few minutes ago before you was here, live streaming in the afternoon is probably not the best time, but trying to do Viking Dane Axe versus Watermelon at night when it's dark and you can hardly see. And knowing my luck, you know, the fog will come down, it'll be foggy and I'll get lost in the garden. Oh, where am I? I'll be searching for the light of the camera. You know, and then you know, other things will happen. Now they do say in this area, Derby, and in the distance, if you go in that direction, you've got Belper, and then you've got Matlock and the A6. They do say that there's a wild cat, probably a puma or a leopard, that is in the area. And I certainly know that some police people, men and women, have seen it and often hear it out howling at night. And of course, you know, we all know police don't make things up. Moving on. So, we have a comment here. Yeah, then I'm going to wait about half an hour before I smash the day. I've also got a pumpkin to smash because this is an idea from my girlfriend, Abby, not very well at the moment. So do wish her well in the comments and send some good luck her way. She said, oh, you got to do a live stream and smash a watermelon up on a live stream. She said, oh, you'll get thousands of people watching. We can only but dream, can't we? But just having you guys here is a dream, and thank you for taking the time to watch this live stream. So a comment here from Daniel Howes. Nice big garden. Yeah, yeah, perhaps, you know, I don't know how far up we can go, you know, perhaps I could walk you down there with the camera, you can see a bit more of it. I mean, let me just try to adjust the camera a minute. I mean, you can see those trees in the middle there. I'll point in the middle, that's where the bottom right of the garden is. So it's about an acre. And it is a very big garden. Of course, this used to be my dad's garden, and now it's fundamentally mine. But that's another story. And I've been living here now, let's have a think. I've been living here now for 23 years, no, 22 years, 11 months and 10 days, and round about, well, 6 hours. But I'm not counting leap years in that, because then that'll take more calculations. And don't forget, so earlier I did film I filmed a video a few days ago of me carving a pumpkin. I'll grab it, show you. So I carved a pumpkin live on camera. It's got a bit in its mouth. Come on, get out of you. And I never carved a pumpkin before in my life, so I was like a pumpkin carving virgin, if you could be one of them. And of course, this is quite an interesting subject, because carving pumpkins go back to the cults. But in those days, they used to carve turnips and make scary demonic faces out of them to scare away the spirits around this time when they have the festival of Samhain. So because it's got some pen and ink on it where I drew it, and then I'm going to smash this up as well in camera. We'll put this down here, look. Come on. Perhaps you give it a name. What name would you give a pumpkin what's got a carved face? You know, if it had one arm, you could call it Tyr. But pumpkins don't have arms. If it had one eye, I could have done it with one eye and called it Odin, but I think that'd be a bit disrespectful to the great man himself. You know, and I'll probably get struck by lightning and Thor will come down and beat me up. I don't know, but you know, I don't know. What name would you give what Viking name would you give a pumpkin? And of course, the reason why we carve pumpkins is because when, after, you know, the Celts ended and then we got the Irish came about, and then later on when the Irish travelled to America and they discovered pumpkins, they started to use pumpkins for carving instead of using turnips. But I think at some point, probably next year for next Halloween, I will go out or possibly grow some turnips and try to get a ginormous turnip. And it does remind me of that classic Ukrainian or Russian folktale. I mean, they often debate whether it is Russian or Ukrainian. I think we should say it's Ukrainian, about the giant turnip. But there's also one from a local story around here about a turnip grower. So one day this man, he was you know, he'd been growing turnips all his life. And this one year he had this ginormous turnip grow at a corner of a field. And he kept on growing and growing and growing. All the locals came to see this turnip, this amazing, I don't have one here, this amazing turnip, and everybody was amazed how big it was. And he kept on growing, you know, he planted it early in the season, you know, in February. And it got to the point when it was getting towards, you know, September, October time, it was still growing. And it got ginormous. In fact, it got that big, it took over the whole field. And some people say it was 2 or 3 leagues high. One man wanted to buy it to carve a house out of it. It was that big. And then one man, and this is a story from Derbyshire, way up that direction, where they do a lot of mining. And he says, I've got a problem, he says. So he went to the farmer and knocked on his door, traditional knock on the door. And the old farmer said, oh, hey, up there, youth. Oh, what's your problem? I've already got a problem. He said, it's your turnip. He said, it's got that big that the roots have come through into my mine. I've been mining for coal. And he says, you know, you've got to take it out and get rid of it. It's damaging my mine. I can't do my job. And that is the story from Derbyshire. Of course, I could have told it a bit longer for you, and I have told that on the channel. So don't forget to also like this video and share it out with all your friends. And we'll go to your comments, because we love reading your comments. And even when we get massive on this channel and we get like 10,000 subscribers in another 3 years time probably, we'll still keep reading your comments out. So Timothy says, name for jack-o'-lantern, Sutar, after the fire giant. Well, you don't want a giant fire pumpkin coming after you, do you? Oh, good lord. You know, I feel like doing it that. I've got to be careful. Ow! Bang my Dane Axe on my toe. That's another thing you've got to be very careful about, is your Dane Axe handle. If it's heavy and you bang it on your toe, because Vikings didn't have toe protectors in their leather shoes. It's okay, I've done it before. So I mean, I have 6 people watching. That's great. Now I've got to, hang on, I'm coming back. So I've got a choice of 3 Dane Axes. We've got the one I brought for Anglo-Saxon, which is a generic one you can buy. At some point, I'm going to find the box it came in and put it back in the box and do an unboxing video so I can actually share the manufacturer. Because it's one of those people from the 1990s that made Excalibur and various famous swords from history. And so, you know, it's just one of those generic ones you can hang over your wall. And it's not really made for re-enactment. And as you can see, it's been... I kind of hoping when I bought this it was inlaid, but it wasn't inlaid, it's just been you know, engraved. Whether you can see that on camera, it's a little bit sunny. And then when I am going to film this video, I'm going to just go over there for a second. I'll point and put on my SLR camera, and I'll make a video live on camera, and then eventually when I edit that video in the next few days, you will see it. We'll do the old pumpkin chopping towards the end, and there you. So, and like I said, I've got a choice of 3. So hang on a minute. Be careful not to hurt myself. So I don't know which one you want me to use. That's more authentic. That's more authentic, but I don't like the shaft. And that one rings. So I'll probably just deafen you now, and everybody's going to go, my God, Bragi, I'm deafened by your Dane axe. Yeah. Of course, if you do ring it, you can shake it about, it rings for a while. Still ringing. That's just a sign of quality. Well, some people say it sings rather than rings, and a ringing Dane axe or a ringing sword isn't the correct term. It should be a singing Dane axe. The bows, the bows! We get the humpback and Notre Dame coming soon, thinking one of his bows is being rung. So we've got a choice there. We'll put them there for a minute. So don't hurt the melon. You watch, I'll probably trip over them now and forget my legs are. I mean, I know they're underneath my body, and that's the one thing. Are these my legs? I think they are. Kicking the camera. Because I've also got a spear. I could always spare a watermelon. I think at this point, the amount of money I'm making on YouTube, I could probably just about afford a watermelon a week out of the ad revenue on a good week. Which is, and how much, you're probably saying to yourself, if you're not from England, well, how much in England does a watermelon cost? Well, that one was £3.40, but the pumpkin, because it was bought after Halloween, was £1. So you're looking $1.20 and $4.50 in America. Because I think at the moment, people from America are number 2 on the channel when it comes to the amount of watch time and views. I think it does vary because both England and British people and American people are very close in the stats, and I think America has been taken over a little bit and getting more American viewers at times, which is very exciting because we're international. This is what you want to be on YouTube. So let's just go back to your comments, because I love reading your comments. And make sure not missed. The Fluffy Viking says, nice axes. Well, they are indeed. And Daniel Howes says, authentic. Apart from this one, I mean, you probably wouldn't get away with this. Some authenticity officers will probably pull you up. And it's also very, very heavy as well. And of course, as I grab another Dane axe, I'll grab this one. Hang on a minute. Maybe so. There's a few ways to use a Dane axe. We all think about the classic figure of 8, and I'll see if I can do a figure of 8 for you over here. I'm over here. Basically, you're going down, slicing up on the lawn then. Then you're moving forward, trying to take out as many Saxons and Normans as you can. Well, I don't really use the Dane axe a lot. It's not one of those weapons I would use in re-enactment. I was always more into using the sword and the axe. But my favourite weapon would be the sea axe and the spear. And preferably a good 9-foot spear and a shield combination. So I've just seen Martin from Belfast, the Belfast Viking, Martin Brown, is in the chat. And we now have 8 people watching, so that's splendid. And how you liking the fact that I'm also advertising the live streams a bit more rather than just doing these spontaneous live streams where I just suddenly appear on camera? But I think trying to be a little bit more organised kind of helps. So Martin says, and that's the Belfast Viking Martin Brown, and I do urge you to go and check out his YouTube channel, because he does have some very nice and interesting short videos of his Viking kit. So if you're not subscribed to Martin, let's give him a little bit of a shout out, because it all helps. Go and check him out. And don't forget to like this video, and if you're not subscribed, make sure you are. I think only 18% of our total audience is subscribed to the channel. So at the moment we've got 5,000, so roughly that would be about 25,000 people tuning in. Not that I'm getting that kind of reaction, but it does make you think. And then Martin says, I'm not allowed to buy any more axes. For some reason, she thinks 12 is too many. or 12 too many. Well, no, I don't think 12 is too many at all. I mean, 24, it may be getting towards the point of too many, but you know, if you've got 24 axes, you certainly got room for 36. So, and the thing is, you know, have you got a Francisca? Do you have a short Dane axe? You know, so there's always room for more. You know, and Christmas is coming up, so you know, yeah. So let's get Martin to 50 subs. Go on, you guys. Go and give him a subscribe after this video. Go and subscribe to him. Don't go now because you know you'll miss the most enjoyable bit of this video. But yes, let's get him to 50 subs and even 100. And it does take time, but the thing about content, you got to be consistent, and you know, and it costs a lot of money to buy decent cameras and so forth. Although mobile phones are getting really good these days, and of course I'm live streaming from a mobile phone, which is really outdated. It's only a Samsung S6. I keep thinking about upgrading to the Google Pixel 8 phone as I kick the tripod again, but I don't really fancy paying £40 a month just to get a phone, or spending £999 to get one. So the Fluffy Viking says, I have a deer antler sea axe that my father-in-law made for me before he passed. Well, that's wonderful, and that's a very special sea axe indeed for you, and one which you remember and always have. So, oh, we've got 4 likes. That's wonderful. And then Martin says, Martin Brown, 37 knives and 5 spears. I do have 2 short Dane axes as well, but you can never own enough knives and enough spears. I mean, I must have 10 to 15 spears. One day I'll get all my kit out and lay it out on the summertime on my lawn, and we'll go through every single piece of my Viking kit, and we'll calculate exactly what I have. And of course, that's just one I bought off eBay for £10 from last year, I think, and 3 or 4 more I bought off the guy. Of course, it's getting muddy now because I stubbed it into the ground, which you should never do really. It's a short one as well. So, and at another point in time in history, I'll look to, you know, have some kind of a target we could throw spears at for a laugh, because that would be quite interesting and fun. And then the Fluffy Viking says, I have a short axe I made, but that's all I have. Well, it's a beginning, and that's where you start off, and then in time you'll get another sea axe and another axe and another shield and another helmet, and you end up with, you know, not enough Viking stuff. And of course, when we get really, really big and famous and people start sending me Viking kit for free, and then I end up with too much, then I will start doing giveaway competitions. But I don't know how I'm going to work then. That's something to think about in the future. But of course, you've got to have the revenue to do that, because, you know, you've got to have the revenue to send the parcel out as well. In, you know, it'll probably somebody in America and Australia will win one, and of course you've got to send that off properly, and at least I'm good at that, because I've got lots of experience packaging items. So we'll keep going. I think we're going to go for about 1.5 hours on this live stream, and I may do one tonight. I'm not certain, just to give you a bit of a heads up. It depends. I may be going out for some food, or I may be staying in, and if I feel like I've got the energy to do a live stream, then I may do another one, but we'll see. Because I'm quite tempted to do a live stream where I'm going to sing you some traditional sea shanties and songs. I mean, you may not want to appear for that one. But we'll see. And I've got lots of ideas. I hope the sun's not getting too... Let's stand there, or you can see me again. Damn sun, oh soul! Because the sun is setting gradually, and in a couple of hours it will be, well, about 4:30. I think sunset is about 5:17. I can't remember now. But of course we're heading into winter, so let's have a look. Would you be able to see the watermelon on camera? So we'll wait a bit longer until the sun goes down a bit further before I do smash up this watermelon, and see if any more people join. But of course you've got to let me know which Dane axe you want me to use. I'll class this as number 1. This will be number 1. Then we'll have Eggles. We'll have the thingy one at number 2. And then Eggles Dane axe we'll have at number 3. So you can choose in the comments if you want number 1, number 2 or number 3 to be smashing up the melon and the pumpkin. I may try to chop that log in half as well, because I think chopping that log in half with these two wouldn't work. But yeah, let's go to your comments. Stand in front of the sun again. If I go any further in the garden with my camera, I won't get the signal, so I've got to stand here, I'm afraid. And you don't want to see an old house in the background. So let's look at your comments. So the Fluffy Viking says, I say Eggles. Yeah, in my mind that was always my plan, to use Eggles Dane Axe, because it's better and it's sharp in the sense of they're doing the job. So, but you know, I like to give people the option to decide, but I think that is where we're going to go with this idea. Let's just go back. My friend Dom made me 4 lovely small Viking age eating knives and a horn handled knife. Oh, that's lovely. Oh, thank you very much to Don for making those lovely things. And then the Fluffy Viking, like I said, says, I say Eggles. And I think I paid, because I bought a tomahawk, one with a pipe end, from the same guy, and he had that for sale. And I think it was around about £35 to £50 with the packaging. And I thought to myself, well, I could do with another Dane Axe, and at the time I had spare money. So that got bought. And then Martin says, number 3, in memory of the greatest Viking ever. And I do think Eggle was one of the most greatest Vikings ever, really, on YouTube as well. And I still can't really believe he's passed away. I kind of wake up and, you know, lying there in my bed thinking, has Eggle really passed away? I mean, I kind of thinking, is it some kind of elaborate hoax and actually he's still alive? But no, he has passed away. I didn't go to his funeral. I think it was a private affair, and I don't think his family knew what to do about that. But I know he's been interned, his ashes have, and I gave Rob Napier, his very good friend of his, Eggle's old sharp sea axe he used to have on his boat. So that's been buried with him, somewhere in the Peak District from what I understand. But it was quite private and I didn't want a lot of people there, so I didn't really get a chance to go and mourn him as a friend and say goodbye in the same sense. But we're doing an important job by keeping his memory going on the channel. And that is important to me and to you guys, and to Eggle as well. Because like I said, I did speak to him a few times about the morbid subject of what will happen if you passed away suddenly. Eggle, do you want me to keep publishing your videos? You know, it's one of those subjects I didn't really want to talk about with him. But I'm kind of glad I did at the time. But I thought to myself, you know, he'll get to his 90s and carry on forever. You know, I really did. You know, yeah, he had a lot of bad luck, and I think partly that bad luck caught up with him. Which is why, you know, he retired and passed away within 2-3 years of that happening. And then Martin says, I had a bottle of mead the other day and give him a call out. Oh, that's great. Often when I do talk to him, you know, I'll say, how are you, Eggle? And he kind of answers back in my mind, which is a bit of an odd thing. But then, you know, he'll say, oh, broski. We used to call each other broski in our text. It was a bit of an inward joke between me and him because of some of the folktales we called. And then or then the message, he always goes woof, and I'll type the message, I'll go woofski, then he'll go meowski, then I'll go squeetski, then he'll go barkski, and then we'd have this long conversation of different animal noises with the ski at the end. Yeah. So today I'll tell you a little story, which I've told on camera during video, but I'm going to tell it to you now of something amazing that happened today. So I did my job this morning, and I sometimes walk back past one of the Wetherspoons pubs, and I thought to myself, oh, I'm going to go in for a cheeky pint and a bit of a breakfast, because, you know, I didn't want to have a breakfast when I got home, and the breakfasts are not too bad. So I had a breakfast, and I sat down, and I had a beer, and I did record the beer. Can't remember the name of it, to be honest. And it was £1.49 it cost me, and I did record it for another beer review, as I like doing those videos, and it's a new feature I'm doing on the channel, where I'm reviewing beers, and most of the beers will come from Wetherspoons, but I did go to a pub the other day called the Squeaky Floorboard, or that I tend to call it, because I always sit at the same table and the table was wonky, so I call it the wonky table pub. And so I did have 3 pints in there the other evening, and I recorded them as well. So I'm doing these beer reviews, and I hope you like them. I know Martin said he's quite fond of them. So, and it's something a little bit different. And let's face it, as Vikings and men, we like beer. And I think at some point I'll do some lager reviews, and I'll do some mead reviews, and I'll do some cider reviews. And then when I run out of beer and cider, though I don't think I'm ever going to run out of beer as in the sense of bitter and IPA, because they have a lot of different choices at the Wetherspoons pub I go to. So I'll be doing them. But I was in the Wetherspoons pub and I went over to have a coffee. But I needed a coffee before I had a beer. So I had it with my breakfast. So I was over at the little place where you get your coffee, and I noticed a man, a little bit shorter than me, but he had runes tattooed down his neck, all the way down his neck, and on his hands. And I said to him, "Oh, you're a Viking with your rune tattoos?" And he looked at me. I was wearing a Thor's hammer, and he said, "Yes, I am." And then he asked me a strange question. He said, "How far can you take back your Viking heritage then?" And I said, "Well," on the spot, I said, "Well, probably a few hundred years, maybe, 800, 900 years probably." I knew Eggle could take his family back to about 600 AD. And then this man, he turned around to me and says, "My great grandfather was Ragnar Lothbrok." And I thought to myself, well, is it true? I wasn't totally sure, because people can tell you, anything, and some people believe anything. But you never know, it could be true. And I could have met the great grandson of Ragnar Lothbrok today. But I did tell him about the channel. Said, "Oh, I'm a Viking on YouTube. It's the way I honour the gods." So Out of Siberia says, "Oh, sea shanties, yes." Yes, but I was singing one the other day in my house, and I thought to myself, well, as I'm singing these sea shanties, it wouldn't take a lot, because I'm quite talented at singing, to convert them into Viking songs. So instead of using some of the generic terms they have, as I sing the songs, the sea shanties, so perhaps I may do 2 versions of each one. I'll sing it once in the traditional style, and then I'll sing it again, but I'll make it into a Viking sea shanty. Would you like that as another option for a live stream and for singing? And then Martin says, "Nutski, the 2 of you laughed out loud." Well, definitely, it helps to be nuts. I'm certainly crazy. And then the Fluffy Viking says, "The news was hard to hear." Well, it was for me as well. I mean, his sister phoned me up and told me about it, and I kind of knew, because me and Eirik, we often talk, and we kind of knew that something wrong with Eggle, and we both had that feeling that he was going to die. It's funny that, isn't it? You get this feeling about one of your friends, something's going to happen, but in this case, we just had that feeling about him, he's going to pass away. And I don't know why I had it, but it was my intuition, and probably, I think we all got this little bit of psychic ability, my 6th sense kicking in. And then the Fluffy Viking says, "Yes, I'm glad I was able to send you and Eggle some jewellery I made a while back." Oh yes, and we do thank you for that. It was wonderful. And of course, if anybody wants to send us anything, we do have a Discord channel. So if you can go to the community post after this, you'll find the Discord, if you do use Discord. And if you want to ever send me something to open up on camera, to unbox something, or a gift, or anything like that, or a bottle of spirits, or a Viking Dane Axe, that'd be a bloody big parcel. But anything really. I mean, just don't send me a stuffed dog, because I'm watching some guys. They got an Urbet channel called Head on Earth. They're not bad. They're quite funny. I don't watch them all the time. But somebody sent them a stuffed dog in the post. A massive thing. About 2 foot tall. And they're thinking, well, what's this we're going to get? A really big parcel. They're all excited. And then you see their reaction when they realise that somebody sent them a dead stuffed dog. So, yeah. And because it's I hope you enjoyed the last video I put out from Eggle on the 9th. And of course, if you don't realise and know that the 9th of every month is Eggle-Thorsam Memorial Day or Eggle-Thorsam Day, so you can just say hello to each other in the comments. So happy Eggle-Thorsam Day, folks. And I did this with Eirik on that day, and I sent him a little message on WhatsApp and I said happy Eggle-Thorsam Day, and he sent the same reply back. So the Fluffy Viking says, I love to cross the pond and share some mead with you, my friend. I would love to hear some adventures with you and Eggle. Well, please do. I'll put you up for a few days and we'll get you on camera and you can wear some of my Viking clothing. Oh, we could put you in Eggle's clothing, which I have. Although that may be a bit strange, but I do have Eggle's clothing. I think at some point in the future, when it feels about right, I may dress up as Eggle and talk about his Viking kit. But I'll probably wash it first. I don't know, perhaps I won't. Maybe a bit disrespectful to wash his clothing. Well, certainly his undertunics need washing, because they do get your undertunics always get a bit stinky. But your rest of your clothing's fine. Well, yes, well, Martin says, have to run. She wants to go for a drive, laughs out loud. Well, you can't beat spontaneous drives. And in the future, I'm definitely going to plan to film at different locations. So have a safe day, and you can catch up later on in the live stream where I do actually go and smash the melon up. Well, not got to that point yet. So the Fluffy Viking says, might be hard to cloth me, my friend. I'm 6'4" and 400 pounds after that loud. Well, no, I can definitely I definitely got some kit from NorthworthySagas, and he was a very big man. So I've got some very large Viking baggy trousers, which, you know, they'll definitely fit you, I think. And maybe some of his large tunics would fit you. If not, you could just wear this. This will fit just about anybody. But of course, and gradually I am trying to appear on camera without my Viking kit, because we can't just film all the time in Viking kit, and at some point we've got to cross that field if we're going to some big event where you're not as a Viking and doing something special, you know, so I won't always be in Viking kit, but majority of the time I will be. But I think it's, you know, I did in TK kind of, you know, have I won't say an argument about it, but they're kind of saying, well, no, we always got to play in Viking kit, but you can't as a YouTuber. You know, you get big and famous and you go into some bigger special events. Like I like to go to the Grand Prix. Can't exactly go with my Dane Axe to the Grand Prix. Somehow I don't think they're going to let me in. But yeah, so we've got to cross that field, and I've done a few videos where you see me in my modern clothing, just to kind of bridge that gap. And then the Fluffy Viking says, excellent. Oh yeah, I mean literally, I mean I think Tetto's trousers must be 40 to 50 inches in waist. He was a big man, but he loved his food. I can remember once I went to McDonald's with him. I think Eggle, me and Eggle went to McDonald's with Tetto, and he had like 7 or 8 not Happy Meal. He had 7 or 8 quarter pounder meals, and after he ate about 7 quarter pounder meals, he went back and got a load of cheeseburgers. So he could eat for England as well, but he was a superb cook. And I do miss him, because he passed away from COVID on the 20th of April in 2020, which is quite ironic. It's Hitler's birthday as well, so I'm kind of never going to forget that. But of course in America we call that 420 Day, which is a day to celebrate International Cannabis Day, which is kind of making peace and love and not war about something negative, which is, I think, is a very good idea myself. So we'll keep going. We'll get to about the hour. I'm going to do the old chopping of the melon when the sun goes down a little bit more. We're getting there. Just a little bit longer. About the hour mark, I think, is my plan. And that will take me to about 3:05 in my reckoning. But like I said, I'm going to film it on camera, so I'm going to kind of film it as a traditional video and do an introduction. So you'll see the fundamental process, and maybe I'll probably mess it up. I do now and again make these outtakes, You know, it's normally me going, oh fuck, I messed up the bloody video again, and then I have to pause for about 30 seconds. Because if you are filming with a, you know, your mobile phone, and you're doing a long video, and you're going to edit that video afterwards, if you're going along, you know, you go, hello, I'm Bragi Magnuson, and today, shit. If you start immediately straight afterwards, and you don't pause for a few seconds, or 30 seconds, then it's a little bit difficult in the edit to see where you made a mistake. So this is what I would do. So I'm doing the introduction again. Hello, this is Bragi Magnuson, and I am a Viking, Dane Axe. Oh shit, you know, you swear to yourself. So then I would wait and have a pause for about 30 seconds or 20 seconds, because then in the video edit I'll see that long pause, and I know to myself that there's something wrong there with the video, and I can definitely make sure that I edit that out. Yes, and apparently I am wearing trousers that Lim made, because Lim made these trousers. I love that video. So yes, so that's a comment from the Fluffy Viking. Do you know Lim made these trousers? That was so funny. And Lim is a real person. She used to be our group leader when I joined the Derby group back in 1998 or 99. She was the group leader, and she got me a lot of my first Viking kit I got, because she had all the contacts, not contests. She had the contacts to get second-hand kit. So she got my chainmail, she got my first sword, which I paid £100 for, and it was a Paul Binns sword. It was just a blade, but somebody put the crossguard and the pommel on for me and made a handle. So for £100 that was quite a bargain, because they're not cheap these days. And she got me my first under tunic and my first tunic, because it's great joining a group. They've got a lot of kit, they lend you the kit to start off with, but it's always nice to buy your own, and then it's your own Viking kit. Oh yes, I am a singing Dane Axe. Because that can be quite loud on camera and deafen people. It deafens me. So I hate to think how I fight peaks up in the audio. So we are getting there. Let's have a look. Where's the sun now? No, I'm getting there. It's not too bright. You can see me now. I can move back. It's still just a touch bright in the distance. But the sun is going down. And I think we're going to have a frosty night tonight, possibly. But we'll see. Because I do think we're going to have a somewhat bad year when it comes to winter in the UK. I just had a comment here. That's Iric saying that's really cool on a WhatsApp message. If you heard that noise go off. It's okay. It's only Iric. He's like you guys. He's my Viking brother, and I love him just like I love you guys. And this is one of the wonderful things. This is one of the wonderful things about doing YouTube, is that you get a great community, and you guys and the girls, which are now at 14% of our total watcher audience. We're getting more women on the channel watching, which is great. So I just want to say I love you guys to bits, and I think you are my family, because you're better family than my actual family, which is often common and very sad. Oh yes, that does make you think, can you actually fight in battle with two Dane axes? I suppose you could to a certain degree if you're using it like a spear. But really, a Dane axe is a thing, you know, you can only fight with one really. But it does make you think whether any Vikings did fight with two Dane axes. I suppose if you're 6'4" or you're 7 foot tall and you're built like a Brit shithouse, it's an old saying in England, then possibly so. But for me, you know, it's a bit too heavy to fight with single-handed, and I'll be worn out after a few seconds. So definitely for me a two-handed weapon. Yes, so it's not too bad. We're getting there with the old sunlight. And we've got thank you for all the 5 likes and the 5 watches. And the Fluffy Viking says it's a beautiful ring. So the comment goes, it's a beautiful ring to them. Well, it's this one that rings. This one doesn't really ring. It's just a sign it's being heat treated properly. And again, I bought this off TK Thor Colson. I think I paid like £40 for it, which is not a bad price for a Dane Axe. I think I own about 5 or 6 Dane Axes, if I'm correct. So we're going to get to the point where in a minute then I'm going to put these down. I'm going to grab this Dane Axe. This is one we're going to smash the melon with. And then I'm going to go into my pouch. And if I'm lucky, I put a spoon in here. Yes, I put a spoon that eats some watermelon. I should have bought a wooden spoon really, but I didn't have time. I just had to grab a stainless steel one from the kitchen. Because loads of people do this on camera, but they never eat the watermelon, and I think it's a bit of a waste. And then we'll smash the old pumpkin up, and then we'll smash that log up if we can. Now, do you think that this Dane Axe will split that log in one go? It's a bit rotten. It's a bit old. I can always get another one. It ain't got much use really, apart from firewood in my mind. Because this Dane Axe is a bit short for me, because if I put it under my armpit, you see, Eggle's down here in height, I'm up here. I think Eggle must have been about 5'7", 5'8". So for me, it's a bit short. As I grab my other one, you'll see this one is a little bit too tall. This fits okay. That's how you find out whether your Dane Axe is the right height. Although you don't fundamentally need a Dane Axe to be the right height for you, but that's fundamentally how they used to test or find out the right Dane Axe for them. This one's about an inch or 2 inch taller than the other one that sings. But yeah. So let me go, I'll be back in a second. I'm going to switch my other camera on so I can start recording. So hang on, I'm not going. I am here. Switch that on. Let's record. Right. So I'm now recording on this camera. Then in a minute I'll start a little video and then we'll smash up the watermelon. And then I think I'm going to get some more watermelons and we'll test a sea axe against one. Although this one's Germanic, it's more of a machete because it's not the traditional broken back. And this is a new one I got from Celtic Red Merchant. But I am slowly building up a Germanic impression, which is kind of going to be a little bit pre-Saxon. And I'm also building up an impression for the Romano-British, which will be like 36th century in time, and then I'm going to build up gradually a Sutton Hoo impression and buy myself all those wonderful bits. And that's just a comment thing from Snapchat. And then the Fluffy Viking says, I think it's going to chop it pretty good. I think so too, although this is not sharp like I said. I mean, I can run that against my hand and it don't cut me. But do you think I should get my grinder out, my grinding wheel, and actually put a sharp edge on this? Or should we leave it as it was? I don't know, I can't decide really. I'm like this, 50-50. Part of me thinks, well, yeah, let's do it. And then the other part of me thinks, no, let's not do it. Because, yeah, I could sharpen it, I'll make it blunt again. But I don't know. So we're going to wait for this plane to pass over. Somebody's going on holiday, I'm not. And then we're going to smash up these watermelons. But I'm going to, like I say, I'm going to do it as a proper video, and hopefully not mess it up. Because I think I'm just going to go and swing like this. I'm right-handed, so that's more probably left-handed. So I'm probably going to swing this direction rather than a left-handed direction. It's got a good shaft to it. I don't know what it's made out of. I couldn't really tell you. I think it'll be ash in my mind. I'm going to wait for the 1 hour mark, which is in about 18 seconds. And hopefully this video I'm recording on my better camera will work out. It's only going to be a short video, the long format, which I'll publish in the future. So let's have a look. I'll stand over here then. So hello and greetings and welcome to the channel. I am Bragi Magnuson, and as you can see today we have something very special. We are going to chop a watermelon and a pumpkin on camera, and I'm also doing this on a live stream at the same time. So how are you today first of all? And please give this video a like and continue to watch to the very end. So in my hand I have a Dane axe, made famous by the Danes, but it's quite funny that we don't have a Swedish axe or a Norwegian axe or an Icelandic axe. I always wonder about that. Perhaps they've been forgotten and lost in history. And now this Dane axe used to belong to Anglo-Saxon. He was a true legend in our time. So hail to Egil, and may you be feasting in Valhalla tonight and celebrating with fine food of beef and lamb and venison and good mead and wine and beer, preferably in that order. Now you can see the watermelon I have is, well, fairly small. I couldn't really afford a massive big one, and there weren't any massive big ones for sale. We only had small melons, so I got what I got. And I'm also going to eat a bit of the watermelon live on camera as well. So who would own a Dane axe? Well, the Dane axe were generally used by the higher class Viking warriors. It is a very expensive weapon indeed, and it's great for outflanking, you know, your troops. So it's kind of a tool and a weapon you would use. The men behind the back with the Dane axe would come round, one around the side, and it's great against cavalry. Now it's often said that a Dane axe could actually chop a man in half and the horse in half at the same time. And I could believe that. And if you ever see anybody in Viking re-enactment use a Dane axe, and I'm not superb with a Dane axe because I don't generally use them. I'm more of an axe man and a spear and a sea axe man and a shield. But anybody you see them, you know, these experts who've been using Dane axe for years and years and years, they truly are tremendous, and they have a lot of skill. I mean, there's certainly a video on the channel where I recorded a Viking battle about 15 years ago, and you see a guy in this Viking battle. I urge you go and check it out afterwards. It's on the channel. Just probably type in Viking battle, I think you'll get it. And you see this guy using the Dane axe, and he uses it so superbly. It's an art form, and it's totally wonderful to see. So we're now going to get to the point where we're going to grab this Dane axe and we're going to chop this watermelon in half. Now I hope I don't miss it like a complete fool, because that would make a funny outtake, wouldn't it? So wish me luck. And this is to the memory of Anglo-Saxon, the greatest Viking that ever lived in the modern age, and certainly the greatest Viking on YouTube. I'm sure you all agree. So hopefully I won't miss on the first go. So that's the first little chop. So if that was your head, I'm sure you agree, you'd have no head left and your brains will be all over the place. And look, watermelon. And we'll go again and have another smash of the Dane axe versus the watermelon, and then afterwards we're going to smash up this lovely pumpkin. I'm still here. And look, I managed to rip the log at the same time. I mean, oh yes. We'll go back again and have another go. Come on. And hopefully I'll find a bit I can eat in a minute. And I think there you go. I think you agree. But oh, I've got a log here, look, on my Dane axe. Get off. How dare you disrespect the Dane axe log. So I'm sure you agree that was quite easy to do. And if that was your head, although yeah, a Dane, you know, the skin of a watermelon isn't as tough as your skull or your brain. But I'm sure you agree. That would be a deadly blow to anybody if that got struck. by a Dane axe. So let me go and have a look. I think this segment over here might be alright. And then I can eat some melon on camera and not waste it. But I got in my leather Frankish shoulder bag. I made that many years ago. These bags are great because you can get around about 3 bottles of wine in there. There we go. Oh, lovely. Got a bit of grass. One sort of grass. I must admit, I eat like a savage. Cheers, everybody. Go back in a minute. Yeah, we've got a couple of comments on the old live stream, and one says, "Cheers to Eggle. Cheers to Eggle and Dean. I saw if he was here right now, he'd be laughing his head off." And then the Fluffy Viking, so hello Fluffy Viking in the other video, says, "Excellent blows, my friend." Well, thank you very much. As I eat a bit more of this watermelon. If I go a bit more, and I'm going to chuck it away. Oh, I think my mouth's not big enough. Lovely. Put that over there. Oh, it landed perfectly. So next bit of this video, we're going to get the old pumpkin. So I need to adjust my log. So hang on. We're going to pretend this is Sutter the fire giant, and I'm going to grab old Eggle's Dane axe, and then we're going to chop him in half as well. I don't think I could have done that any better. How about that then? That's nearly right down the middle. So I couldn't have done that any better. I'll just show you this camera. Just to nearly pull over. So I've got that right chopped down the middle. I'm quite impressed with that, I must say. It sounds like a horse. Hey! So that's the, of course, I'm going to save that to make some pumpkin soup out of, so I won't chop no more of that up. And as you can see, the Dane axe is well secure on the log, and I'll give you a bit of a tip here about getting your axe out of a log. You should just push down, and it comes out quite, you know, happily and easily. So thank you for watching, and don't forget to leave a like and subscribe to the channel, and we'll be back again chopping some more melons up and spear them with something else. So let me just end this video. I'm back in a second. Oh, so I'm back again. So I managed to get 11 videos of video there, so that's good. Well, a comment here from Hit Rapper and artist the Babby. That axe has some crazy power. Well, it sure does. And I'll give it a good clean when I get in to get rid of all the watermelon and all of the pumpkin juice. My mind was freezing and going blank there for a minute because I don't want that on my Dane axe. Like I said, this is more of a generic one, and you can still find these for sale on eBay. Very rarely do they come up, and at some point I will publish the unboxing video of this Dane axe. So in the next video, when I get another watermelon, what do you want me to test? Would you like me to get a sharp sword out and see how effective a sharp sword is against a watermelon? Or would you like me to, you know, get a good old sea axe and see whether we could chop one of them up? I mean that's quite effective, I'm sure you agree. Oh, you saw that. I mean, I may have been standing in front of it. There's a bit more here, wait a minute. This is not a Viking one or a Saxon one. This is Germanic, pre Saxon from around about the 5th century. And you could buy these at Celtic Web Merchant, and I think it was only about £30–40, and I thought, bargain. I love a bargain. So let's go back to your comments. Oh yes, I got some sticks. Let's see if we can chop a stick or two with this axe. I didn't go through it, but I did smash it. Right, we'll try another one. That was a bit of woodwormy cherry. Not quite, it's not sharp though. We'll try again. It has caused a bit of a cut, but it's not a sharp axe, it's still quite blunt. So I'm relying on brute force really. But let's see if we can't get a good clean cut through it. But like I said, this is blunt. You mean you couldn't cut your hand on this, you couldn't even shave your face with it. No, come on. Well, not quite. But I mean, I don't think you'd take up chopping wood with this axe. But oh, there you go. And we'll go back to look at your questions. And Fluffy the Viking says, the Pumpkin King is dead. Oh yes, all hail the Pumpkin King. And that's another Halloween over with. That was last week. And week before. Of course, you can carry a Dane axe like this, but if it's a short one, it will stick into your back, so you've got to have chainmail on. Or you can carry it like this. But if you trip over, you're going to hurt yourself. But some days if I'm using an axe and I've got an axe, I've got one favourite axe somewhere, that axe is lost in my garden. I've got to find it in the winter time. I like to carry it around my neck when I'm chopping wood. But yeah, I'm rather pleased about that. And like I said, I may do a live stream tonight, but I'm not certain. We'll see. I may be going out for some food, I may not. Or I may go to bed early, depending how tired I am. And yeah, I think I've even got a bit of watermelon down me. I'm full up now after that as well. So, do you have any questions about Dane axes? And Out of Siberia says, we love you too, Bragi, and cheers, with the cheers drinking emoji. It's like two glasses coming together. So I've got some watermelon in my mouth. But I'm going to make some pumpkin soup out of the old pumpkin, and I'm going to record that, possibly on camera. Well, I'm going to record it on camera, but whether it's going to work out, I don't know. And if I don't do it, I'm going to put it in I'm going to wash it, the old pumpkin. I don't want to chop it anymore, but I don't think you can get much better than that when it comes to cutting a pumpkin in half. Because it's just right down halfway through the mouth, and halfway through the nose. And I suppose what I could have done, I could have got this bit and made it a bit bigger the eye and made it into Viking horns, but I think I'll do that another year. And I did record that video of me carving the pumpkin, because I'd never carved a pumpkin before. I can't quite speak about it, let alone carve one. And then next year we'll try to get a much bigger pumpkin and do a much bigger pumpkin carving video. But it just makes you think, you know, if the Vikings were going to carve a vegetable, what would they choose? Would they choose a turnip? Or, because they don't have potatoes, so you can't do one of them. You could do a Swede. Well, I think they had Swedes. Yeah, it's going to have to be a turnip, isn't it, really? What a turn up for the books. We'll go to your comments. Oh, yes. Oh, I'm quite impressed by that. And I got a bit of firewood for my fire. Hey! Double bonus. Of course, if you don't have a log stove in your life, you should get one. Let me just go and turn my camera off so I'm not wasting my battery. Hang on, I'm coming back. There we go. I did film a few short videos. They come out. I did a short video came out earlier. So what's been out today? I had a random video about giants. So there, I'm going to slow down now on the other content and put that on other channels. Because I created a channel the other day called Funky Viking, which I'm going to put the fail videos on, and then use that channel to direct traffic to this channel. So I have that come out in the morning, and then at 2 o'clock I publish a video comparing a sea axe to a cooking knife, asking which one of those would you take into battle. So that's been published. At 3 o'clock just gone, I got a 30-minute folk tale about a Viking and 2 mermaids. So that's out and been published, so go and check that out after this live stream. And at 4 o'clock I've got a video asking about who wears a helmet like this. So I've got a comment here from the Fluffy Viking. He says, I'm going to have to leave, my friend. Glad to hang out with you for a little bit. Look forward to hanging out in your lives again soon. Well, thank you very much for turning up, Fluffy, and thank you for being a great subscriber and a fan of the channel. And don't forget, if you are new, then subscribe. And the next person who likes this video is going to be the like number 9. So you're going to get a lot of good luck from the Viking gods. So, you know, hurry up now and go and like this live stream to get number 9. You're all going to be rushing now to your computer or your mobile. Oh, quick, I must like it. So far we've got 8. And I think number 9 is a very lucky number to the Norse, because of course there's 9 worlds, for instance, and 3 is also a magical number to the Norse, and 3 is a 9, so there you go. Of course, in a few minutes I've got a friend turning up, so I kind of sent him a message to walk round the side gate, so I'll hang on for a few more minutes, because I like to talk to you guys and hang out with you. I keep trying to think about, you know, persuade to get my friend on camera, but I don't think he'll do it. And I can certainly feel the weather changing. It's getting a bit colder, although I'm lovely and warm. I mean, it's only 9 degrees at the moment in the UK where I live, but I'm wearing this. I'm really toasty and warm and cosy. So, and especially if I'm going out doing some work or digging or chopping wood, I'll be even warmer. I'll have to take this coat off. Because you can see I'm wearing a gambeson, which is a padded jack. Now there's some debate about whether the Vikings had them or not, but I would say that they did. Because it makes sense to have something underneath your chainmail. The problem is that no one's ever found a padded jack in a Viking archaeological dig. So, you know, technically the archaeologists will say, oh no, actually we don't have one of them in Viking history. But I would say that we did. And this is made from pigskin. And so you got these different lines, and these lines are stuffed with the wool of the sheep to pad it out, which is where you get the term a padded jack. But I tend to call it a gambeson or gambeson, depending on how you pronounce it. I think both pronunciations are correct in their own way, because everybody pronounces things depending on where they live and the culture. And of course I would choose a channel where I get to pronounce quite complicated words. I did a video the other day about furnaces, and there was a few names that I not read before from like Sweden and various parts of the world, so I probably very badly mispronounced those names. Now there's another interesting point to this video. Can you fight with a Dane axe and a spear? As I just remove the stick out of the way. But no, you probably could to a certain degree. I think as my sea axe falls out, yeah, hang on, because I didn't put it back in the sheath correctly. There's a lesson there, always put your sea axe back in the sheath. If you do have a sea axe which falls out a lot, you just got to do a bit more sewing around this neck of the sheath, and then it will be tighter, and you better get it out then. But going back to that question, I think if you are going to fight with a Dane axe and a spear, I would say that you have your Dane axe in your right hand and your spear in your left hand. But let's just grab another Dane axe, it's a bit lighter for me to use to demonstrate. So you could, you know, chop with your Dane axe, and of course you can also poke people in the face with it and then stab them as well. So that could be quite an effective way to fight with these two weapons, but it does make you think whether that was done. Of course, you could also have this in your hand. If you're good with your left arm, you could certainly chuck it into somebody and then go back. So you could chuck it and then go back to your two-handed Dane axe. And of course you could do the same with your right arm, you could attack with your Dane Axe. I think my left arm is not as strong as my right arm because I've got a right arm more dominant. So you could certainly use that to throw into some enemy. If you're lucky, you'll take somebody out, and then go back to your Dane Axe and chop him down on the floor and you know, kill him. And then move on to your next guy. And of course you can grab a shield with it and hook a shield, allowing the guy next to you with a 9-foot spear or shorter spear to also stab him, and that takes out another Saxon or another Norman. So we've now got 9 lights and 10 lights, so thank you very much for that, which is superb. I'm just backing them, give me a second, I'm coming back. I just want to make sure I don't miss my friend when he rings the doorbell, because that's when I'll be ending the live stream. I did tell him in a message to come around the side gate. I left it open, so if he doesn't walk round the side gate, I don't know what he's doing. And I've got a very loud voice, so he should hear me talking. Yeah, of course he probably thinks I'm going mad and talking to myself there, not. So have a look at your Viking. Any more comments? Do you have any questions? Is there anything whilst I'm live on camera you want to ask me? I mean, I'm pretty much answer any question you got. You know, what's your favourite colour, Bragi? Black or red? Blue? What star sign are you, Bragi? Oh, I'm a Sagittarian. What year was you born in? Oh, at least 720 AD. So Timothy says, pole arms are best for formations, not used as dual wielding weapons. Exposes the upper torso in battle, and that's a very good point. Easy mate, just round here. So my friend's here now, so I'm now going to end this live stream. I don't think he wants to appear on camera, do you?
Like this? Do I look pretty Viking, do I?
Well, you can come and appear on camera. This is my friend Adrian.
Evening up.
He's one of my best buddies. And I just want to say, I've been chopping up a melon and a pumpkin live on camera. And I'm just going to say thank you very much, guys, for watching. And don't forget, give it a like and share it with your friends. And I'll see you in the next live stream. Goodbye from me.
Adios.
And goodbye from Adi.